Testing, testing, 1, 2. Once again, welcome to the Brown Spade podcast show. I know a lot of times we try to bring positive messages, but sometimes we have to bring some negative news and learn from that negativity so we won't repeat it. So today, I wanted to share the story that happened over the weekend. For those of you guys and girls who watch football, this ex-football player, he was a cornerback, pretty good. His name is Aqib Talib. Now, him and his brother, they got into a brawl. They coach youth football. They got into a brawl with the opposing team. Again, note that I said youth football. So their coaches are fighting the other coaches. These team adults staff is fighting another adult staff from the opposing team of youth football. Okay. So now, as of now, Talib brother Yaqub Talib, he's 39 years old. They issued out a warrant. I did see that he did turn himself in. But anyway, he's 39 years old. And this brawl turned into a fatality. He is accused of shooting Michael Hickman, a 43-year-old, a father, a coach. I'm quite sure he's a mentor because you have a lot of young athletes who mothers are single parents. And so I'm quite sure he's father figure to others as well. Now, this happened in Lancaster, Texas. So it's near the Dallas area. So let me share this video. Anyway, let's get started. Let's get started. Hold on a second.
Not that important, guys. It's not. It's not that serious. No one should come to a 9-year-old's game and be fearful for their life or be fearful of my son might get shot while he's playing football. Like, come on, y'all. This has to stop.
Again, police are still looking for Talib. He has been identified as the shooter. There is an active warrant for his arrest. Earlier this afternoon,
So he's already turned himself in, but that is the brother. And here is some of the incident. I guess somebody caught it on recording, which is, it's crazy.
Video posted to social media shows several adults obviously angry and then things getting physical on the field before you hear several gunshots being fired. An assistant coach for the DEA Dragons named Mike Hickman was killed, making this situation all the more tragic. Hickman's 9-year-old son is one of the players on the team and was there when it all happened. Hickman was 43 years old and played football himself locally at Maceo Smith High School and at the University of North Texas. We spoke to the presidents of the two teams who were obviously in disbelief that something like this could happen.
I think it's all senseless, man. Like, yesterday was probably the worst day of my life, man. And
this is something that these kids will remember for the rest of their life. They'll never forget this moment. The only thing that I want right now is just justice. That's all.
And Yaqub Talib is the brother of Aqib.
Okay, so as you can see, those guys are hurt. Who coach with the guy. They never knew that going to a park to coach football, to coach youth football, they never in their wildest idea would think that it would turn into a brawl, let alone a shooting fatality. So this is crazy. And this is where I say, you know, people with if you have a bad attitude, you shouldn't even carry a gun. And from my understanding, because I have watched several news clips, that Yaqub Talib, Aqib brother, he has a few felonies, so he shouldn't be carrying a gun anyway. But even if he didn't have a felony, if you're going to watch a youth game out to a park, why are we carrying guns to the park to watch a youth game? It makes absolutely no sense to me. Absolutely no sense to me. Now, I don't know if you guys missed that. The guy who's no longer with us, may he rest in peace. And my condolences goes out to his family. His son, he was also coaching his son. His son was there. He watched his dad get shot. Now, can you imagine what this young man, a 9-year-old, what he's gonna go through for the rest of his life? And I'm quite sure at that point in his life, his dad is his hero. His dad is his hero. And it's sad. And we keep thinking in our minds, because they passing these laws, that, oh, they said we can carry guns. Yeah, they know that a lot of you guys don't have self-control. So a lot of those shootings will probably be confrontational or verbal. At least you can live to see another day. But now that they got these laws out here, just because they pass a law don't mean you have to do it. But you have to look in the mirror and be honest with yourself. Do I have self-control? Am I disciplined enough to carry a gun? I'm not telling anybody not, because that is your first right amendment. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying be honest with yourself if you have no self-control, because you're going to wind up putting yourself in deep trouble. And in this case, he's fighting for his life because he's took a life. It's unbelievable how quick we're able to pull out these guns. And I'm talking about black men, how fast we can pull out these guns and just let loose. Now, I don't condone racism or anything like that. Not at all. Let me be clear. I do not condone racism. I'm not a part of that. But I'm just gonna put a scenario out there. If those were the opposing team on the other side, and those were white coaches, I do believe they probably would have got into a brawl. And even if he had a gun in his possession, he wouldn't have pulled it. I'm just saying. But when we see each other, man, I don't know. When we get mad at each other, we ready to exterminate each other. I don't understand that mentality. Where did this come from? How did we get to this point? This is what I'm talking about. You know, again, my condolences goes out to this man's wife, his children. And I know he was a mentor to other young men that didn't have fathers, or fathers that wasn't active in their lives. And again, man, if my advice to anybody, not just a park, if you go into a place where you're trying to enjoy yourself, if you have to carry a gun, that's probably not a safe place to be. That is probably not a safe place to be. But in this incident, we're talking about a 9-year-old youth football teams who are playing football. Now, last time I checked, the adult's supposed to be the example. a positive example at that. So what are we teaching our kids when we're out here coaching? Are we teaching them not only be physical, but be aggressive even when we disagree with certain rules or disagree with a call from an official? We have to understand what we're teaching our young men, how we're teaching our young men. And I think a lot of us hold a lot of aggression, especially when it comes to sports. We overdo it. I've seen this. This is a fatality, but I've seen this throughout the years. I've seen where a coach, shoved the young little boy with his helmet, just mad, and they're too serious about little league games. You're supposed to be, you're building character. You're supposed to be a leader. You're supposed to be teaching those guys to be disciplined. But how can you teach them discipline when you don't have discipline? I don't know how this is going to end out. It's not looking good because, again, he's, according to the news, that he's a convicted felon. And he, not only did he pull out a gun, he also accused of taking someone's life. So it's not looking good. Not to mention that his ex-NFL brother was there. I don't want to leave that out. He was there in the brawl as well. So we're talking about a ex-professional athlete, and he was an excellent athlete, may I add. But when you're dealing with kids, we have to remind ourselves that they're watching us. So, and the reason why I'm doing this video, because I just want to anybody who have kids, nephews, nieces out here into these sport activities, let's remind ourselves that we are the example. And let's be the good example, not the bad one. On that note, family, I'm out. Press that like button. Share this with someone. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Peace.